Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sebastian Boyer, the Approved Guy, and on this video, we're going to be discussing what is infinite banking. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So infinite banking is a strategy using whole life insurance with high cash value as an account to protect and grow your money tax-free while still being able to access the money to spend in the real world. So a whole life insurance policy with high cash value is going to give you liquidity. You're able to borrow between 80 to 90% of the cash value of the policy, and that policy loan does not take money out of the policy. So your money stays inside the policy and it grows tax-free. There are guaranteed rates as well as dividends that the policy will pay you, and historically speaking the dividends have been very strong, so it's something very safe and conservative that you can anticipate growth, and again that money in your policy is tax-free growth. The death benefit disbursement is also tax-free on life insurance, just in case you didn't know. It's self-completing. So what that means is, because it is a life insurance policy and there is a death benefit, if your demise comes prematurely and you still have debts that have not been settled, then basically the policy can be designed in a way such where before dispersing to the beneficiaries, you can make sure that the debts have been settled. So instead of leaving behind a legacy of debt, you can make sure you leave behind a legacy of generational wealth, and all of the debts will be settled. So it's self-completing. And in your life, while you're living, if you're paying banks and lenders interest, then you're throwing away your money. But if you transfer that debt and you own your debt inside your life insurance policy, then essentially you're paying yourself back, and the arbitrage between the interest earned and the interest on the loans, it's going to offset, and you're going to have a lot more interest earned potentially in the policy. If you set this up and you manage it properly, you're going to grow your interest versus paying interest to a bank or a lender. You're going to be paying the interest back to your own policy. So the policy loan is secured by the death benefit, and technically you never have to pay it back. Now payback is recommended, so I do recommend paying back the policy loan, because then it works like a line of credit where you can use it again and again and again, and your arbitrage is going to be greater on the interest earned, so you're going to grow that interest tax-free much more aggressively, versus if you don't pay that loan back, it'll be less interest earned because of the interest on the loan that you never paid back. But you set the term, so that means that, you know, if you have a bad month or quarter and you can't make a payment, there's no penalty, there's no late fee. You decide if you want to pay $1 that month, $10 or $100 or $1,000. You know, you decide, and you set the terms on the payback. And once again, if you never pay back the loan, as long as you keep your life insurance policy premiums paid and you do not let your policy lapse, then you basically don't actually have to pay back the loan. The life insurance carrier that issues the loan will get the loan back plus interest from your death benefit. So this is an amazing opportunity and way for you to really put your money to work and practice velocity banking in a way where you're giving every dollar in, you know, at least 3 or 4 jobs here. You're protecting your liquid assets. You are growing your money tax-free. You are securing a legacy and a death benefit, and then you're still able to borrow the money out of the policy and put it to work in the real world. I mean, there's just so many wins in this situation. Now there are other strategies of life insurance, you know, that are more designed for retirement planning or even just purely death benefit. If you're really looking to have the maximum death benefit, a whole life policy, it's not going to give you that. It's really designed for you to become your own bank so that you can leverage the cash value and put it to work in the real world. All right, so does that make sense, guys? I hope that helped. You know, you can use this infinite ways, hence that's why it's called infinite banking. You can start or grow a business. You can invest in real estate. You can purchase vehicles. You can purchase expensive toys if you want to. You can invest in stocks and crypto, pay for college or education. You can pay off or transfer debt by using the velocity banking strategy and become your own bank. Infinite ways that you can use this, guys. And again, you protect your assets. The money that goes into your life insurance policy cannot be sued. No one can come after the money in your policy, not even a bankruptcy. Your policy protects your liquid assets. And just a tip for your tangible assets, such as real estate, vehicles, or any other tangible assets, you can protect those assets inside of a trust. And just a disclaimer, just like velocity banking, infinite banking is not for everyone. If you're barely making ends meet and you can't afford to pay your bills, well, you need to get more income. You need some cash flow that you can utilize to pay off debts and to invest in a policy. However, let's say that little bit of cash flow you have can only cover a minimum premium, and you do have children, you do have a spouse, you have other people who are relying on you for their standard of living, well, then it might make sense that you invest more in a policy that's going to give you a large death benefit versus giving you the cash value, because ultimately you want to be able to take care of the people you love if something happens to you. And something like maybe a term policy with convertible rider so that you can convert it to a whole life policy in the future is recommended, because then you can get the maximum death benefit for the lowest premium. All right. But that's not going to be something for velocity banking or infinite banking. That's just going to be really for the death benefit. This is really more for if you want to use your money in the real world, pay off debt, invest it in whatever business, dreams, ideas you have, but also before putting it into the world, putting it in the policy to protect it, get that guaranteed rate of growth, get those dividends, secure that death benefit, and all these benefits that we've talked about. So that is infinite banking in a nutshell. The qualities of a practitioner are the same as velocity banking. You have to be disciplined. You have to have patience. You have to be creative, have vision and flexibility, and be in this for the long haul, not just for a month or two, but for the long haul. Okay, so if you want to enroll in my Velocity Banking 101 Masterclass, in that class I would design an infinite banking policy design for you. It's going to be a one-on-one virtual session where we're going to learn the rules, exactly how to begin and properly implement your unique plan and strategy. It's going to include a personalized look at your 4 numbers, and I'm going to give you a 4 numbers workbook, which is going to include your debt, your living expenses, of course your income, and then the remaining balance, which is your discretionary income or cash flow. Your debt is going to be, anything that has an expiration date, a term, or even revolving credit, but that's not something that necessarily has to remain. Your living expenses are always going to be there. That's going to be food, gas, electric, basically any of the living expenses that are always going to be there. And then of course your income, and then after you take away your monthly payments on your debt and your living expenses from your income, you have your discretionary income, or what's left is your cash flow. So based on that cash flow, you're going to be able to form a velocity banking and infinite banking strategy. I'm going to design an illustration for you for the infinite banking strategy, so ultimately you can become your own bank for all of the reasons previously mentioned in this video. If you like a free consultation, you can just go to theapprovedguy.com/infinite-banking, or just go to metalifeplan.com. You can also click the link in the description below. And of course, guys, if you're ready to enroll in the masterclass, you can do that on those pages as well. If this video was of value to you, guys, please like, please subscribe, please share this video, click that notification bell for future videos. And as always, guys, thank you for watching, and make it a great life.